So, my first time being able to be on this opposite side of the line and not with you out there practicing. Is it kind of weird?
A little bit, man. A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I must say, I'm expecting us to have some kind of random locker room talk right now, but I know we got some pretty serious questions coming, so.
We'll circle back around for that. I want to ask a couple of serious questions at first to start off. Leading up to this week's game with the 49ers, you know, they have obviously dealt with a lot of turnover on both sides of the ball. What do you think that attributes to what they're dealing with on their team and kind of how you guys maybe approach the game in terms of game plan or anything different?
Man, I honestly can't answer the first one. You had a few guys out there retire, whether it was age or just different circumstances. Have some key injuries over there, lost some guys to free agency. So it's a new team, looks like, but I expect it to be a pretty tough game. They're typically a very tough team. They have a pretty good quarterback, nice running game, solid defense. Defense is always solid no matter who's over there. So we expect it to be pretty tough and come out with a physical approach, and just go from there. We don't really have much of a game plan like a regular season game, but it's we have a good package going in that just got to come out and get going for our first test.
Well, you talked about a little bit with the defense, but specifically speaking with a guy like Justin Smith on the defensive line, not what he just does during the plays, in and out, every single series, but what he does off the field as a leader. What kind of a loss is that to a defense and on in the locker room, on and off the field?
It's a big loss, man. He's very much one of the toughest guys I've ever faced. And I think he kind of sets the tone for that defense. So he did, along with Patrick Willis, who's gone now. So I think the loss of those two guys can be very detrimental to a locker room. But they have a lot of young talent over there. They still have guys like Navarro Bowman. You got Darnell Dockett over there now, who's a pretty good player. So you can't think so much about the guys that they lost, because at the end of the day, it's still the NFL. Still going to be some very tough competition over there.
Yep. Now, with Ben Jones now being the one in the middle of the line and calling the plays, calling the calls, have you guys had any hiccups with his accent, his southern accent, and how he is calling certain plays?
I think we're pretty used to it now, man. He's been here for a long time, and he's always been pretty vocal, whether it's on the locker room or on the field. So we're all kind of used to words that might not sound the same, but kind of knowing the meaning of them. But Ben's been doing a great job, man. He's a very, very smart guy. Very, very high football IQ. So, we get past the loud crowd noise and his accent, we'll be all right.
All right. Now, a couple of kind of questions that I used to pose to you guys in the locker room. They can't be obviously as X-rated as they used to be. Obviously, with Ben Jones watching from behind the camera, we're going to ask him next. But to start off, I think I've asked you this one before, but for the audience, would you rather be able to have the ability to fly or the ability to time travel?
Fly, for sure, man. I've always dreamt about flying, daydreamt about flying. I think it's incredible. I get so jealous of birds when I just look up and just see them take off. And where they're going, they could fly to another city, just fly to another state, just like that, just up and leave. Don't worry, I have to go through bag check and TSA. Just take off, man.
Agreed. And then last question is another would you rather, and maybe a little bit tougher. Now, would you rather have to be in public and every time you farted in public, raise your hand and claim it? Or if you're in public and you burped, have to hold it in and walk up to someone's face and blow it in their face?
I think you know me pretty well enough to know I don't want to claim all my farts in public. I have an extraordinary gift, exceptional gift for the putrid gas that I let out sometimes. So I don't quite want to claim mine in public all the time. So I would probably go with the burp in someone's face.
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out, man. Good seeing you again, man.
Too, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.